Well, hello and welcome to the Underground. My name is Brad Walcher, and I'm the Director of Communications and Development up here in Fort Worth, Texas at Unbound, Fort Worth. And I'm currently in the basement, the B level, which we say actually stands for beloved, not basement around here, of the Family Justice Center in Fort Worth, Texas. And the Underground is the latest concept from Unbound, and it is a drop-in center for trafficked youth, opening this Sunday, and we're so excited. Little statistics for you. So 75% of youth who are trafficked are typically trafficked for 2 years before they're recovered. And then a lot of them don't even understand that they're being trafficked because of the way they're manipulated into it, and there's a lot of trauma, etc. So having a drop-in center actually gives us early access to these trafficked youth. And the hope is that we'll be able to pull them out of their trafficking situation much earlier than we were able to before. And I don't mean pull them out. I mean, it's their decision to get out. We are not heroes. We walk alongside them and offer support. But very powerful tool to be used in the fight for good here in North Texas. So I'm going to give you a tour. I'm going to show you around. This is the Underground. You're met here. This is the check-in desk. We'll meet youth when they come here, usually our law enforcement partners, healthcare partners, even legal partners. DFPS will give us a heads up if someone is recovered, and they'll come check in here. We'll do a little intake form and understand where they're coming from and what led them to come here. And as you enter the Underground, here are these main double doors. Of course, no weapons or drugs are allowed inside, so there's these lockers out front where we'll let the youth put their belongings, anything they don't want us to look at. We won't check what goes in there. But it's not coming in here, which is the point. So you're entering in now to the Underground, the kitchen behind me here. You know, if we know ahead of time that youth are coming in, we'll bake a pizza, we'll bake cookies. So imagine the aroma of a comforting home, something a lot of these youth have never experienced. But that's the idea, is they come here and they're going to find rest. They can come here and they find a glimpse of home, even if they've never had it before. So we've got it decked out with all kinds of comfort foods. We're not necessarily going for health first. We're going for comfort first because of where these youth are coming from. And entering in now to kind of the main space. This is the great room. This is where most of the hanging out will happen. Got a foosball table, a bunch of big bean bags, this crazy swivel chair that we've gotten the county commissioner into, some of the Fort Worth PD into, and we have some videos of that, which is awesome. Got a PS4 over there, PlayStation 4. Tons of tactile tools to play with here, and it's not just for play, it's actually for care, it's for relaxation. Yoga, there's weighted blankets, number of different things, journals for these youth they can even color, anything to help them start the process of recovery, putting the past behind them. So now we're walking into kind of the main living space here. And what I'll mention is a drop-in center is for 24 hours of stay. So it's not a long-term residence. But as I mentioned, it's really powerful for us to identify these trafficking victims earlier in their trafficking experience. We're set up for 10 people, so there can be 10 beds. Right now there's only 3 set up. We envision there being pretty low volume day to day. And because the youth can stay for 24 hours, they do have to leave after 24 hours, but they can always come back, of course, and we don't mind that. In fact, we'll even encourage it. The beds are decked out with weighted blankets, as I mentioned. There's glass, as you can see here, which we want to give them as much privacy as we possibly can, but also we want to protect them. We've got staff that is going to be here 24/7. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, we're going to be open 24/7. I'll show you this really cool storage container here. This is called high density storage, and you can store way more using these than you could in a normal closet. Pretty cool. So I'll bring you over here to. This is going to be our staff's office. You can see some of the staff in there. Maybe I can get their attention and get them to wave. Working hard, doing their thing. And so that's where our staff will be decked out most of the time. I'm going to show you my favorite room here, really everybody's favorite room, in a second. First, this is the third living space. Here's one of the beds. But as you can see, this is not a normal living space. This actually used to be a bank. And so this was the bank vault down here. And so one of the visions or words that we have gotten for this place is that what used to be used to protect our money is now being used to protect our youth. And we love that word. So all of our favorite room is this one, and it's called a soft interview room. So if you imagine someone who's picked up by the police, likely for prostitution, that's a crime. Of course, if we can identify that they're actually the victim of trafficking, then they're handled much differently. And so instead of doing a forensic interview, which they would always do, they would do that at the precinct, at the police station, in an interrogation room, historically. So instead of that, we are using this space for a soft interview room. And so you can see it's totally cozy in here. It's a warm environment, because what we're going to, not us, but what's asked of the victim is to tell a little bit of their story and what happened to them. And of course that can be re-traumatizing. And so this room is designed to be as comforting, soft as absolutely possible. I'm going to call out some friends of ours, Project Beloved. Just an incredibly heartbreaking but hope-filled story. A mom lost her daughter to rape and murder here in Fort Worth, actually, many years ago. And she started Project Beloved. And what they do is they design and build out these soft interview rooms. And so they've done 18 of them, all in other cities, not Fort Worth. And then this is number 19. She finally got to come home and do it again here in Fort Worth, in her hometown. So this was really special for her. We posted pictures for Unbound Fort Worth. We posted pictures on our Instagram and Facebook that you can check out. There was a second victim, I believe it was 5 days later, after this woman lost her daughter. There's a second victim, and this room is designed with the photography of that second victim. So such a sweet story, coming full circle. So cool to celebrate that with her. And so right next door, you've got an office here for law enforcement, DFPS, CPS, number of different agencies that Unbound partners with. Can be right here to do some audio and video recording of the interviews. One of the more important rooms I'll show you here is our chief comfort dog, Wilbur's office. This is where the real business happens. I do mean business. He doesn't spend a lot of time in there, but if he takes a nap, that's where he takes one. I won't show you too much in here. There's 3 restrooms, and the way they're laid out was all strategic so that youth could have their privacy. We've got laundry here. As you can see, everything's like really well appointed, which is just such a blessing, because what it cost, we didn't pay nearly as much as it cost from donations and partners helping us make it all happen. Really cool stories there that you can find on past Facebook and Instagram posts. And with that, I'm coming down the hallway toward the great room again, and that's the Underground. And so, as I said, we open on Sunday of this week. The construction was right on time, which is amazing. Capital funds are all covered by so many different partners that were amazing and helping us make it all happen. And our hope for this place is that it will be one for peace, restoration, but also this early access to youth who normally would have been trafficked for years potentially before we recovered them. Our hope is that this will allow us to recover them sooner, and that can potentially spare them from years, if not months if not years of pain and trauma that they shouldn't have to deal with. So, thank you for watching and joining me on this tour. Stay tuned for more updates here at Unbound. Check out unboundnow.org, and we appreciate y'all's support. See ya.